morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. Okay, we're talking about Social Security and a lot of the questions that baby boomers in particular have when it comes to Social Security and how to make these decisions. You know, one of the things that comes into play here is having the right advisor that can help you with making these types of decisions, that can crunch the numbers, that understand how the system works, and can run the numbers for you. If you take it 62, I do this all the time with my clients, and one of the ways we do that, when we run your retirement income analysis, and we're looking into the future, looking at your financial future, we can play around with that a little bit. We say, well, if you take Social Security at 62, this is what that's going to look like for you financially in 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Same thing, if you waited until 65, this is what it might look, or 66, or age 70. So we can do all these types of comparisons, and then the numbers will speak for themselves, right? And you'll be able to decide, make good, strong, well-informed decisions, because you'll be able to see the impact of these decisions 25, 30 years down the road even, okay? That's the importance of a good analysis. It's the importance of having a financial plan, is to look at all these things before you make the decision so you can make the right decisions, right? If you had the information ahead of time, wouldn't we all make better decisions if we knew what the future results of those decisions would be? Well, I'm going to make that easy for you. For the first 10 callers to my office, all right, there's the number on your screen, 615-376-5325. You can get, in fact, a free retirement income analysis. This is a full-blown comprehensive financial retirement plan. In other words, we're going to look at everything for you. We'll look at your investments. We'll look at Social Security, as we're talking about. We'll look at Medicare and what decisions you may have to make there. We'll talk about how to minimize taxes on those investments and on your income in general. We get into estate planning. It is a full-blown plan, again, for you. And for the first 10 callers, Tess is standing by. She'll get your information. She'll send you out a little checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me. And we will, whether it takes 1 visit or 2 visits, whatever it takes, I'm going to make sure you have a plan that you can actually use that will put you on the right track to make sure you do not run out of money, that you, in fact, will have enough to live on no matter how long you live, maintain that standard of living, and even add some fun money in there. Enjoy life, right? No matter how long you live. So here's the number again, 615-376-5325. Tess is standing by. She'll get your information, send you out the checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me so that we can do this planning for you. And for those that come in to see me, I'll also give you a free copy of my book, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement. And we cover a lot of those same things in the book. Of course, you're going to get it firsthand. So again, first 10 callers, there it is, 615-376-5325. All right, baby boomer Social Security question number 3. This is where we left off last week, okay? You probably have a lot more questions this morning. Let's go into this one. Factors to consider when deciding. So what's that question? When should you apply for benefits? Well, things like your health. Whenever someone asks me that, that's some of the things I get into. Well, tell me about your parents. You know, how long did they live? Are they still living? And how about your own health? Are you in good health? Are you taking a lot of prescriptions? Do you have any health issues that would maybe shorten your life expectancy? What about need for income? And, you know, this is a big one. You know, are we able to, in fact, postpone? Are there other resources that we might utilize that might be needed there? And this can come into also, when do you retire? When you ask, you know, well, can I retire at age 59 or 60 or 62, or, you know, do I need to wait longer? We can run the numbers for you and show you if you would run out of money by retiring too early, which will tie in a lot of times to when you take Social Security as well. All right, whether or not you plan to work in retirement. This is another big one. See, between age 62 and 66, if you're working and earning over approximately $16,000 a year, that will reduce your Social Security benefits. So it would be better to wait taking Social Security if you're planning to work in retirement, at least until you reach your full retirement age, and then it wouldn't have that same effect. And then survivor needs, and this is another one that can come into play. You may want to delay your benefits for the benefit of a spouse, in particular if there's a good likelihood that you would predecease that spouse. All right, now why delay benefits? Bigger checks to start. So in other words, at 62, you're going to get 75%. So in other words, if you're at age 66 as your full retirement, you were going to get $2,600 a month if you waited till 66. If you take earlier, you're only going to get $1,950. That's $650 a month less. All right, and it shows you each year on the chart how that incrementally, it actually goes up monthly, but this is just breaking it down on the yearly basis. But again, a big difference. And then if you delay, if you waited a year from your full retirement age, from 2,600, if you waited a year, it'd go up to 2,808. That's easy, right? I'll get this. 2,808 per month. And as you can see, if you waited till age 70, you would get $3,432. That's another $800, over $800 a month more. That's almost $10,000 more a year. Again, do the math. If you were gonna, if you're looking for a long life, 20, 30 years into retirement, hundreds of thousands of dollars difference to you by that decision. So it's important to get it right the first time, because once you start taking those benefits, we can't go back and do that over. So why the benefits? Again, more income later as well. Those cost of living increases are going to be a lot bigger. So again, the longer you live, the more you're going to get. So when to apply for Social Security, here's some key points to remember. If you apply early, your benefit starts lower and stays lower for life. All right, no changes. COLAs magnify the impact of earlier delayed claiming. Because of that, cost of living increases. In other words, the longer you live, the more benefits you're going to have by delaying taking Social Security. And then the last part, decision impacts survivor benefits as well. So by delaying your benefits, you may be giving your surviving spouse more income as well, and that can be significant in terms of how much that is. All right, let's look at now baby boomer Social Security question number 4. How can I maximize my benefits? I'm going to stop here for a second. I want to share something with you. So we'll come back to this slide. One of the things, if you're skeptical about the value of your right advisor, making sure you have, so how can I maximize my benefits? All these things we're covering, this goes into having the right advisor. Does your advisor understand Social Security? Do they understand the tax code and how that works? Do they work, in fact, with attorneys to help with estate planning? Do they work with accountants to help with your tax planning? All of this team approach of working together with other professionals on your plan together, it makes sure, I can't tell you how many times people come in and their estate planning and their tax planning and the financial planning don't work together. They're like, there's conflicts, there's contradictions in there that can create some tremendous problems and cost you money, and maybe even make it where you're not going to get what you're determining to. All this time you spent with 3 different people doing planning, and yet because they're all going in different directions, you're not going to get the results you desire. So what we do in my office is, of course, we bring in experts. You've seen people like Dr. Friday on my show, who does, an enrolled agent, does taxes, helps small business owners. She's an expert when it comes to taxes. Been doing my taxes for almost 20 years now. Tremendous resource. But I also work with if you've got an accountant and a great relationship, that's fine too. We'll work with your accountant. The key is that we work together to get you the best result. Small business owners, are you looking into SEP IRAs as an example? Working with your financial advisor and your tax person, your tax advisor, making sure that maybe a SEP might help you reduce your taxes dramatically, and a financial advisor can get that all set up for you and properly invested to make sure you're going to make money on it. All of those things. When it comes to estate planning, it's the same thing. You've seen Russ Cook here on the office. There are other attorneys that I work with as well. One of the things that you get here, Russ is one of the best. He's a board certified estate planning attorney. When was the last time you had your wills done? What about powers of attorney for, general durable power of attorney for assets, for health care? Have you done a living will? I mean, have you taken care of all these things? And maybe you did it, but it's 10, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe we need to take another look and update those. Laws may have changed. Your family dynamic may have changed. So these are things to look at as well. All right, baby boomer Social Security question number 4. How can I maximize my benefits? All right, one of the ways to do that is to improve your earnings record. In other words, when you get your Social Security statement, and by the way, they don't send them out, the way they used to. So you may have to go online and to get your Social Security statement. And you go to socialsecurity.gov/mystatement. Okay, it's real easy to do. There it is on your screen, socialsecurity.gov/mystatement. And there you can register, and you'll be able to look at your statement your annual statement anytime you want to. You can check to make sure it's accurate. Are there any missing years of income that's not showing? Is the income showing actually, match up with your records? And can you improve it by working longer? And this is, again, remember, it's at 35 years. So the longer you work, in particular, if you're making more money, which most people are later than, at this point in their life than, say, when they were younger, then that's going to help increase the amount of money that you receive. Now, again, keep in mind about that retiring early part. If you retired at age 62 and you made over $16,920, then for every $2 over that, you would lose $1 in benefits, would be withheld over that threshold. So there again, you could be applying and just getting a fraction of it back. Now, when you reach full retirement age, they'll recalculate and spread that over your lifetime, but you're going to come out a lot further ahead if you just wait if you're going to work in retirement. Okay, apply for Social Security. Here's another strategy to maximize your benefits. Apply for Social Security at the optimal time, all right? So you want to consider what your income needs are both now and in the future, your life expectancy, and here's another big one, your spouse's life expectancy. All right, in particular, if there's an age difference there of 5 to 10 years between husband and wife, and where men typically don't live as long as women, and you add in then that 5 or 10 in addition, so women typically outlive men by over, I think it's like 5 to 6 years, then you add in an age difference, that could be 10 to 15 years, so by delaying taking your Social Security, you could, to age 70, even though the spouse can't benefit from taking, from delayed retirement credits with regard to when she's taking and you're living, when you pass those, she would get that bigger check and get those delayed retirement credits in that bigger check. So that's something to consider as well. Annual earnings test. This is another one. If you apply for Social Security before full retirement age, and you work, again, that benefit, right? $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 you earn over $16,920. That's for 2017. Each year, that number increases a little bit. The benefit will be adjusted at full retirement age. Don't let annual earnings test discourage you from working. This means, just because it just means delay maybe taking Social Security to do that, because that's a way that you can get higher, basically keep more money in there to make sure you're going to be able to attain and maintain your standard of living and quality of life. Many of my clients work in retirement. Many not because they have to, it's because they like it, because they want to, all right? And the extra money, yeah, that's kind of nice too, okay? All right, strategy number 3 for maximizing your benefits is coordinating your spousal benefits. So for instance, the goal is to maximize income for both of you while you're alive, and then of course maximize income for the survivor after the first of you dies. And it can get complicated, but if you understand all the considerations and do some calculations, it's possible for married couples in particular to come up with the right solution for their needs. This also works, by the way, there are strategies specifically for married couples, but there are also strategies when you're single that apply, some of which we've covered. So one of the things to look at is who's going to receive. If your spouse can receive 50%, let's say if their earnings, maybe they stayed at home and were a stay-at-home mom and didn't have as much in earnings, well, they will still be eligible to receive up to 50% of whatever your benefit is. And that doesn't take away from your benefit. So if you were going to get $2,000 a month at your full retirement age, and they waited till their full retirement age, and you're taking and they're taking, they would get $1,000 a month potentially out of that. So that, or on their own earnings record, whichever is higher. Looking at that and planning for that is important. If they took early, they wouldn't receive, again, that would be a big discount off of that. Instead of $1,000, they might only get, I think it's $700. All right. Hybrid strategy, where lower earning spouses, where their income is less, if the lower earning spouse is less than 50% of the higher earning spouse, then you may want to do a hybrid strategy. Here, the lower earning spouses goes and claims early. This gets income started as soon as the lower income spouse turns 62. This can get into, in particular, where the laws have changed on this one. It's understanding the ages at which this would work and the ages it does not. All right, so this one I'm not going to get into because it gets really complex and it's going to be based on your individual situation. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to give you an opportunity, though, for the first 10 callers where you can come in and we can apply these strategies to your situation. So, because that's the other part, it's specific to you. All right, it's understanding. That's why we do planning, and that's why we meet individually, is because I can give you a lot of information, and I hope it's a big help to you. If nothing else, hopefully it gets you asking questions that you need to get answers to, but it's your specific situation that needs to be dealt with, not just in general. All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll finish off Social Security, and we'll share some other things with you as well. And the next one is going to be maximizing your benefits. And this goes to how to minimize taxation. Nobody wants to pay more taxes than they have to. We're going to show you how to minimize taxation on your Social Security benefits as soon as we return. Join us here. We'll be right back on the Retirement Report.